All right, so our last video, our last lesson, lesson 1, was about how to make a line plot. This lesson is about about word problems with line plots, how to solve problems. You're going to do addition and subtraction of fractions, and you're going to use the line plots, okay? So, first thing we look at is the word problem, okay? So it says Toby and his classmates were growing plants in science class. So you can see heights of plants. After 1 week, they recorded the heights of their plants to the nearest ½ inch on a line plot. So again, we talked about nearest last time. So nearest ½ inch. Use the line plot to answer the questions that follow. So before you read the questions, you want to make sure that you really look at what's going on here. So the heights, this is a line plot of the heights in plants. It's in inches and it's after 1 week. So they planted them, they waited a week, and then they went ahead and measured. And all of these fractions represent inches, okay? So what is the difference in height of the tallest plant and the shortest plant? So this question, if the graph is of heights, and we're finding difference, is not about the x's, it's about the tallest and the shortest. However, let's just do this one. So you can see this one, the tallest is 3, and then the shortest is a half, okay? So if we do 3 minus 1/2, we're going to go ahead and switch 3 to an improper fraction so we can more easily subtract. So remember to do that, it's 3 wholes. So how many halves are in 1 whole? 2, and then we multiply that times 6. So we have 6 halves. So you would do 3 times 2, and then you have the same denominator. So 6 halves minus 1/2 equals, so you keep the same denominator. 6 minus 1 is 5, okay? And then we can switch it back, but usually we don't have to, but 5 halves, so 5 divided by 2 is 2, and then which is 4. 2 times 2 is 4. We'd have 1 left, so 2 1/2 inches is the difference, okay? All right, next problem. The height of Toby's plant is 1½ inches. What is the difference in the height of his plant and the tallest plant? So Toby's is 1½ And again, I always like to label. So I'm going to write, this is Toby's, okay? And the tallest. So the tallest is 3. So I'll write tallest, okay? 3 minus 1/2, okay? So let's go ahead and switch both of these to an improper fraction. So again, we know already that the tallest is 6 halves, okay? So here's the tallest again. Now to do the switch a mixed number, remember we go the whole times the denominator. So 1 times 2 is 2, plus 1 more is 3. And then the denominator is 2. And if we're doing different, so there's Toby's again. And then the difference, we're going to subtract. So our denominator stays the same. And then 6 minus 3 is 3. Okay, and if we have to switch it, 3 divided by 2 is 1. With 1 left over, and our denominator stays the same. So it's either 3 halves or 1½ okay? So you can see we're doing a good refresher of switching between mixed numbers, improper, all that good stuff, okay? So the difference is 1½ and again, it depends on the question, but it's inches, okay? If we flip it over, on the second week, Toby and his classmates recorded the heights of their plants. Again, use the line plot to answer the questions that follow. Oh, so this, is a little bit of a mistake. So you want to switch that to a 2, okay? Because it says that they did it again after 2 weeks. And if you open your journal, you can see that there's some changes here in the units. So it's just that needs to be changed to a 2, okay? So after 2 weeks, what is the difference in the height of the tallest and the shortest plant? So the tallest, again, is 4½ So let's scoot all the way over here so we have plenty of room. So again, I'm going to label. This is the tallest, okay? And the shortest, so difference, we're going to subtract. The shortest is 2, okay? and that's the shortest, so I'll label it. Okay. On this one, let's go ahead and practice those converting to improper. So 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 more is 9, and then our denominator would still be 2. So again, that's the tallest. We subtract 2 poles. So we do, sorry, if we want halves. So in 1 hole, there would be 2 halves. So in 2 holes, there's 4 halves. So it'd be 9 halves minus 4 halves. Again, shortest. I like to keep writing my labels so that I'm sure I'm answering the problem. Okay, our denominator stays the same. 9 minus 4 is 5. Okay, and then if we want to switch back, we do 5 divided by 2. If we want to switch back to a mixed number, 5 divided by 2 is 2 with 1 left over, and my denominator is still 2. 2.5 is our problem, and so that would be inches, and then I could label this with difference, okay? So again, I like to put boxes around my answers to keep me organized, and then also at the end, I like to go and reread my problem to make sure that I did everything that I needed to do, okay? All right, the height of Toby's plant is now 3.5 inches. So Toby is 3.5. What is the difference in the height of Toby's plant and the shortest plant? So again, difference, we're gonna subtract. The shortest plant is now 2 inches, right? So 3.5 minus 2, and I'm gonna label that one shortest, okay? So if we're gonna convert, right, we do 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 more is 7. 7 halves. That would be Toby's. Well, we don't know, right? We don't know. I'm putting this so that we don't think that's the answer, okay? So here's Toby. We're doing difference. 2, again, would be 4 halves, okay? 7 minus 4 is 3, and then halves. And again, if we're going to convert, 3 divided by 2 is 1 with 1 left over, so that's 1.5. So the 4 halves is our shortest. This 3 halves is my difference, which we switched. And just so you know, that 1.5 and the 3 halves, they are equivalent, okay? So our answer is, I'm just going to move over here, 1 1/2 is our difference, and that's in inches. Okay, all right. The line plot below shows the size in inches of several different frog species. What is the difference in size between the shortest species and the longest species of frog? Okay, so we're doing difference again. So we're gonna subtract, okay? And we're doing between the shortest species. So the shortest species is 1, okay? 1, so I'm gonna label shortest, okay? And then the longest species is 3.5. So it's going to be what we're taking from. Okay, so label it. Again, we're going to switch, okay? So 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 more is 7. 7 halves. There's our longest. We subtract 1, which is 2 halves. Whoa. That's our shortest. Oh my gosh, I'm fine. 2 halves. Shortest equals 5 halves. That's our difference, okay? 5 divided by 2, you can go 2, 4. So 2 times 2.5, which leaves us with a 2.5. You can see up here it says inches. So it's a 2.5 inch difference, okay? Last question. What is the difference between the size with 3 frogs and the size with 1 frog? Okay, so 3 frogs. Let's see. Oh, that would be the 1.5. So that's 3 frogs. I'm writing out the number 3 because it might get confusing to have a bunch of numbers down here. Okay, so 3 frogs and the size with 1 frog, and that would be 1. So 1 frog. There's only 1, so 1. Okay. 1 times 2 is 2, plus 1 is 3. So that would be 3 halves for 3. See why I'm writing it out? That would be so crazy. And then 1 frog would be 2 halves. Okay, so 3 minus 2 is 1. Okay, so it's a half of an inch. Okay, that one we don't have to switch back because it's already a regular fraction. Okay, so a good strategy with word problems is to label everything that you're doing to help you make sure that you know what all your numbers represent and that you did what the problem is asking.